Yo, what is up guys, FCU here back with another video, and today we're going to be reviewing the 86 overall David Luiz. Now, I know this card's been out for the whole game and nobody's really done a review on this guy, so I just thought I should do it. He is 6'2", so he's pretty tall, plays for Chelsea obviously, and his in-games look pretty decent other than the pace, but let's just see how he plays in-game and let's get right into it. So to start off, David Luiz is sitting around 40-ish to 50k on both consoles at the moment, so somewhat expensive for this card. Now getting into the positives, the first thing is David Luiz's tackling. It was really solid for me, and that's just the first thing that I noticed on this card. The second notable trait was his strength. He was just really strong on and off the ball, and he won the ball from quite a few players just using his strength to push them off, and it was just really helpful in his play. As you can see there, the defender, or David Luiz, outstrengths the attacker and wins the ball back for us. Here's another example, just outstrengthing him, and we're able to, I think, break away. Yeah, he outstrengths that guy too, and we're able to break out of the back. The third great trait that I found on Luiz's card were his interceptions. As you can see there, he intercepts the ball, and although it was a foul, he still got that first interception. Here he gets another one and just clears it away, and we get the ball. Here, as you can see, he wins that, and just unlucky touch. It was probably me just aiming the stick backwards, and the defender got it. But here's another example of his interceptions, and he would just seem to be in the right place a lot of the time and pick off a lot of these balls through to the forwards, which I found pretty helpful. And on corners too, he was able to clear the danger quite a bit and just stop a lot of attacks from happening. The final thing that stood out to me a little bit was his passing. As you can see here, he dribbles a little bit around the defender. I just wanted to test out his passing, and he plays a pretty good ball there. And I also noticed this in other situations, his passing was just pretty good. So moving on to the negatives now, we're going to start off with his agility. He was pretty slow to turn and change direction. As you can see there, he just can't get in front of the defender or the attacker because he's just too slow to change. Also, his acceleration was pretty bad. As you can see, he can't catch up to make that tackle, and the guy almost scores because of that. He was just kind of slow, and then also he was pretty clumsy, as you can see here, just taking the guy out because he got past him, and there's just really nothing you can do about that when you have a slow accelerating player. So finally, and perhaps the most obvious, was he was just not very aware while he was in the game. As you can see, the attacker just getting the ball and he's just kind of watching. He doesn't even know where it is. And here's probably the best example that I have on this corner. He just kind of lets that guy win the header. I think that was Ben Yedder, so not someone who should be winning headers, and he's just watching and not really marking anybody. So yeah. So if I had to rate David Luiz, I would give him a 7.7 out of 10, just because I didn't think he was that good. If he was good, I'd probably give him an 8.5 at least, but he just wasn't that solid for me, even with the shadow on him. He was just too slow to change direction, and he just didn't seem aware of his surroundings. And a rating for cost of 7.2 out of 10, because he is pretty expensive, around 40 to 50k, and you can get other defenders that are much better for a little bit less, and yeah. So as always, if you enjoyed, make sure to like and subscribe, and let me know what you think of David Luiz if you end up using him or if you've already used him. And of course, this is just my opinion on him, and just let me know what you guys think. I'll see you guys in the next one.